Hello traders, welcome back to my channel with one more psychological video. In the last video, I was explaining how mind is going to fight with our heart. Today let's try to understand psychology of money itself. If you are going to take your source of income, there are generally two sources of income. One is active income, or you can also call that as primary source of income. You can have second source of income, that is called as secondary income. It can also be considered as passive income. Generally, if you are from the age of 24 to 50 years, we will be somewhere working for a company or will be having our own source of business income. What we do is we do 9 to 5 job, or we do have our own business. We get certain income from which especially we will be doing our livelihood. We'll save some money. We'll buy expensive fashionable items for ourselves. And if we have some extra money, we are going to especially trade also. Same way, secondary source of income is nothing but alternative source of income. Whatever you would have earned here, you'll try to invest somewhere else, and out of which you can make some extra money. For example, let us say I had 5 lakh rupees extra. I'm going to purchase a land and I'm going to construct a building. I'm going to let it out of which monthly I'm going to get a revenue of 5,000 rupees. That is called as secondary income or passive income. Generally, from the age of 24 to 50 years, if you are working somewhere, you'll get to know about stock exchange. Now, you're planning to especially invest and trade in stock exchange. Most of the time, we make a mistake here. What we do is, we think especially the amount of money what is involved in especially stock exchange. When we see this, we'll have one ideology. If I'm going to buy here and if I'm going to sell here, my profit is going to be so and so much, which is 5 times or 10 times my especially primary income. If I'm going to jump into this, this can be my primary income. That is the biggest misconceptual thing what we are going to have. Look at here. This is how it works. Nobody knows where to buy. Nobody knows where to sell. That is the trick of the market. And one more thing is, you have mastered in your especially primary source of income or primary source of job from last 5 years or 10 years. Now you are coming into this secondary source of income temporarily, say 1 month or 2 months. Within 2 months, you cannot master it, right? That is where our brain and especially heart is going to fight. Our greed will make us believe that especially it has so much of income and it can be earned so easily, henceforth we jump into it. In the form of the greed, what happens is our heart is going to take a control of our brain, and due to which what we do is our brain is not going to think money making is not such an easy concept. To make you understand how money works and money psychology works, today I have come up with one beautiful story. Let me explain to you. This is a story of 2 persons who are living in US. One person name was Steve and other person name was Gary. Steve in fact had basic education and he got a job in one of the company, and he used to play a small role in it. In fact, he used to get all the basic amenities what was necessary of our life from this job. Only in the month of Christmas, he used to get some additional perk as a bonus from his boss. He knew it was going to be a lifesaver for him in the future. Henceforth, he started saving this bonus by investing in Coca-Cola company. 40 years of his entire working time, whatever the bonus he got, he never wasted. In fact, he invested all the money in Coca-Cola company, thinking that whenever there is a necessity in the future, he can use this money. And the other hand, Gary was very well literate. In fact, he was a software engineer working for one of the company. In early 1995, personally, he found out a software. It was very important and path-breaking technology for that industry. In fact, he became a billionaire after inventing that software in the span of 5 years. Later on, to compete with Gary, one more software company came up with the same software with a fraction of cost what Gary used to sell. Due to this, most of his clients moved on for other companies. And Gary was especially in bankruptcy in 2004. Within 8 years, he was a millionaire. From millionaire, he came to bankruptcy. Reason behind was, even though he was educated, he was not financially literate. That means he wasted his money whenever he got it. He bought a lavish mansion, he had a lot of watches, he had luxury cars, he spent it and wasted. In fact, one of the mansion he bought in 2001 for $5 million that was valued only $2 million in 2004 when he was bankrupted, losing a value of somewhere around $3 million. So, on the other hand, Steve, he invested for 40 years all his bonus. In 2015, when he died, there was a will in his cupboard. It said something like this: he had a Coca-Cola shares worth of $8 million. A small money was converted into huge money. A huge money was liquidated and converted into small money. What is the difference between both? In fact, Gary was well educated. Steve had only basic education. That means education cannot teach you how to be financially literate. Financial literature is just a basic common thing where we need to understand how can we save 1 rupees and make that into 2 rupees. If you don't understand this financial literacy, we'll be in a big trouble. Let me come to my original part. Original part, as I was saying, there are 2 sources of income. First source of income was primary source, and next one was secondary source, or it is also called as passive income. Most of us, when we introduce ourselves to the stock market, we believe we can make large amount of money. Henceforth, we are going to forget our primary source of income. We start neglecting. And the truth about stock market is you cannot make bundle of money within a span of a month or within a span of years. It takes years together, due to which most of them lose the money and they lose their job of primary source because they want to focus here, and when they focus here they cannot be successful even here also. So my strong recommendation for you people is going to be something like this: your basic necessity of life is provided by primary source of income. Never ever neglect the primary source of income. In fact, whatever the money you are planning to invest in stock market is coming through primary source. If you want to shift your primary source of income to secondary source of income, you need to at least have a time of at least 10 years. Only then you can do so. But we want to become rich in a day. That is where the problem is. Our heart is going to conquer brain. Our greed is going to conquer the basic common sense. Due to this, we'll not be able to analyze what is right and what is wrong. Due to this, most of them are going to lose money and get into financial distress. You don't have any rights to put your family into financial distress. So if you want to come to a stock exchange, make your mindset in such a way you have a time of 10 years. You will focus on your primary source of income. You'll do that well. Whenever you have some extra time, then only you are going to especially get into your secondary source of income or stock market. That makes more of sense rather than the other way. Somebody has rightly said so. You cannot become a rich in a day. To become a rich, it takes decades of time. I hope you are going to give a thought for this. With this wonderful video, I'm going to end up here. Let's meet with one more such psychological video in the next week. Till then, have a nice day. See you. Bye-bye.